This is a tutorial on how you can get started with using Git, which is similar to Dropbox, um, that collaborators can share code and documents back and forth without fear of breaking each other's code. Uh, I generally use either GitHub or Bitbucket websites, and we'll see those later on. But basically, what it is you have in the clouds a place to store your data, and also a place on your local computer called a repository. There'll be two programs that you'll need to install. First one that I would install is GitHub, and for a Mac user, it's mac.github.com. For a Windows user, it's just windows.github.com. If you're a Linux user, you probably don't need a tutorial. Next thing you'll download is RStudio. Just go to rstudio.org and download the latest version of RStudio. When it asks you to download, I would generally not put it in the programs, but put it right directly in C. Show you what I mean by that. Traditionally, your path may look something like this. You have C, programs, and you can put RStudio there. I'd recommend it'll give you a choice that you put RStudio right after C. And in fact, I'll show you that that's how mine is. Right here, C, and you can see the RStudio is located right there. Okay. All right. Once you have RStudio and GitHub installed, then you can start by opening up a repository. I'd open up both a GitHub repository, that's github.com, and also a Bitbucket repository. GitHub's a little nicer to work with. However, for a private repository, that means that other people can't see it. It costs extra money, whereas Bitbucket is free of charge. So I'd open up an account at both. And then I'll show you how to open up an account and start a repository for code sharing. Let's do create a repository. Call it new. Generally select a language. Mine is R. And then you create that the repository. Now, it will give you somewhere, whether it's Bitbucket or GitHub, this git clone. You can just cut or copy that or cut it. And then you'll go to RStudio. I'm going to open up a new RStudio. And then what you'll do is go right into projects, create new project, or create a project, go down to version control, and get in the repository, and it should automatically fill in the directory name as well. Hit create. It's creating this new repository. Type in your password. Creating it, and now you're ready to go with sharing code back and forth. If by chance you wouldn't have this little Git tab here, that's pretty important. If you wouldn't have that, you would need to go into Tools, Options, and then you would want to come down to Version Control. And make sure that Git was your version control. This has been a tutorial on how to get started with Bitbucket and GitHub.